Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us here on Pattaya Info, where we bring you the most remarkable, unusual, and emotional moments from around Pattaya and beyond. Let's take a look at the stories making headlines this week. A quiet evening of drinks between two longtime friends in Pattaya took a violent turn when alcohol and pride collided. Police and rescue teams rushed to a commercial building along the railway road in Koh Samui around 10 p.m. after receiving reports of a fight that left one man injured. When rescuers arrived, they found 38-year-old Suparak Klian Raksa bleeding heavily from a deep wound on his forehead and another gash across his face. The man, clearly intoxicated, was given first aid before being sent to a nearby hospital. Shattered glass covered the floor, evidence of how quickly the argument had escalated. At the scene, officers met Adisan Pol Yang Nak, aged 33, who was also drunk but cooperative. He told police that the two had been close friends for years. The night began with laughter and beers, but as the drinks piled up, a friendly debate over who was better at work turned into a heated argument. Adisang said his friend suddenly threw punches, so in panic, he grabbed a beer bottle and swung, striking him on the head. Realizing the seriousness of the injury, he stopped immediately and called for help. Police are investigating the incident as an assault case. No arrests have been made so far, and the victim remains in stable condition. Authorities reminded residents that alcohol-fueled arguments can ruin friendships and change lives within seconds. Meanwhile, tragedy struck in the early hours of Saturday morning when an American man fell to his death from a condominium in the Jomtien area near Dongtan Beach. At about 2 a.m., Lieutenant Chayanarez Pangkane of the Pattaya City Police received the report and coordinated with rescue teams. When officers arrived, they found the lifeless body of a 70-year-old American lying face down in the parking area below the building. Police quickly sealed off the area while rescue workers collected evidence. Inside the man's fifth-floor apartment, there were no signs of struggle or intrusion. However, a short, handwritten note was discovered. It read, "I'm leaving because my funds have run out." Investigators also reviewed CCTV footage showing the man taking the elevator to the 11th floor around 12:35 a.m. He carried a small object, then was seen dragging a chair to a window, climbing up and jumping. A security guard later heard a heavy thud but thought something had fallen from above until a resident alerted him. Authorities believe the man's decision was driven by financial stress and isolation. The body was sent to the police hospital's Institute of Forensic Medicine for an autopsy, and the U.S. Embassy has been contacted to inform his family. It is a sad reminder of how loneliness and money worries can become unbearable for some foreigners living abroad. But that wasn't the only scene grabbing attention this weekend. In Eastern Pattaya, a white Tesla sedan lost control and slammed into a power pole at around 3:30 a.m., snapping it completely in half and damaging a nearby parked car and a roadside hamburger stand. Police from Nong Pru Station and Sawang Borabun rescue volunteers arrived within minutes to find a chaotic scene: debris, broken cables, and the Tesla's front end crushed beyond recognition. A bronze-gray Honda Civic parked nearby had its rear destroyed, and the hamburger stall's tables and signs were scattered across the street. Witnesses told reporters they heard an explosive sound followed by sparks from the electric pole. The driver, a Thai man in his 30s, was conscious and mostly uninjured, but appeared shaken. He was taken to a hospital for observation and alcohol testing. Mrs. Orawan Silpachai, the food stall owner, said she had been preparing ingredients when the crash happened. She recalled, "I heard a huge boom. When I ran outside, I saw the pole split in two and my shop completely wrecked." Police documented the scene while electrical workers arrived to replace the broken pole and restore power. Authorities continue to investigate whether speeding, fatigue, or alcohol was involved. Just a few hours later, another alcohol-related incident caught the attention of locals, this time in North Pattaya. Around 3:30 a.m., drivers waiting at a traffic light noticed a black MG pickup truck sitting motionless even after the light turned green. Fearing a medical emergency, concerned motorists alerted the police. When officers arrived, they found the driver, believed to be in his mid-30s, slumped over the wheel, fast asleep, engine still running. For over 20 minutes, police and bystanders knocked on the window and shouted his name until he finally woke up, confused and smelling strongly of alcohol. Several beer bottles were discovered inside the vehicle. Officers helped him out of the truck, noting that he could barely stand or answer simple questions. The man was detained for further questioning and legal action once sober. Police later said it was fortunate no one was injured, as the truck had stopped right in the middle of an active intersection. They urged the public once again, never drink and drive. Your mistake could cost more than just a fine. And finally, an international story from Koh Samui, where police arrested 2 Israeli nationals for allegedly using counterfeit US dollar bills. The men, identified as 25-year-old Matan Moshe and 28-year-old Omar Sarusi, were taken into custody after exchanging fake $50 notes at a government savings bank exchange counter inside Samui Airport. Police said one suspect exchanged 5 notes worth about 7,280 baht, while the other exchanged 10 notes worth 14,560 baht. Bank officials later detected that the bills were counterfeit and immediately informed authorities. Officers traced the men to their accommodation in Beaufort, where they discovered nearly 50 more fake bills hidden in their luggage, mostly imitation $50 notes. Both men told investigators they brought the money from Israel and had no idea it was fake, insisting they never intended to deceive anyone. Police, however, remain skeptical and have charged them under Thailand's strict counterfeiting laws. They now face possible imprisonment while the investigation continues. The case has raised awareness among exchange counters and tourists alike about the importance of double-checking foreign currency before traveling or exchanging money. As the weekend unfolded, Pattaya saw a series of incidents reminding everyone of how quickly things can change, from friendly gatherings gone wrong, to silent battles with financial despair, to accidents that happen in a blink of an eye. Police and rescue teams once again worked tirelessly through the night, proving that in this vibrant coastal city, life never really sleeps. If you're living here or just visiting, remember, stay alert, take care of yourself and others, and know that help is always around when you need it. And as always, we'll keep bringing you the latest updates from Pattaya and across Thailand. Thank you for staying with us and for supporting Pattaya Info. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more real stories straight from the streets of Thailand's most dynamic city. Until next time, stay safe, stay kind, and see you in the next update.